Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I think we might have something really quite special for you today. I mean, it's special every day, but this one might be particularly special. It's called Through the Looking Glass, and it is by the great Qodec. And we've had this recommended to us a few times, and one of the recommendations told us that zetamath, of all people, had said this is the best puzzle zetamath has done this year. And zetamath knows a thing or two about puzzles, so if that's true, then this ought to be absolutely wonderful. It's a very clever, really very clever looking grid. The symmetry is quite beautiful, at least to me. And the rule set is very normal, so I don't think there's anything too tricky going on. Although, I forgot. I did mean to check how hard this puzzle was before I turned on the webcam, and I didn't do that. So you'll have to judge it from the length of the video, assuming this becomes a video at all. And I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. What can I tell you about before that? Let's go through it. I'd like to give a shout out, actually, to start with, to yesterday's puzzle. Where we had the really great pleasure of solving this puzzle, which was called 80 by Ard van der Wetering, the Dutch constructor behind some of the puzzles that have featured in our most popular videos. And that was because yesterday was Ard's 80th birthday. And I have been absolutely thrilled by all the comments on yesterday's video. So many thanking Ard for all the pleasure that he's given to so many people over the years, and it's just wonderful. I know Ard will look at those comments and they will mean a lot to him, so thank you everybody who has commented. Really do appreciate it, and if you haven't had a go at the puzzle, do check it out. You will enjoy it. It is an absolutely quintessentially brilliant puzzle, as of course everything that Ard produces seems to meet that metric. So that's something I'd certainly commend to you. Other news. Let's just trot through the other things going on. Tomorrow on the channel, 10 p.m. UK time, Mark and I are streaming the Caterdokupillar. It's a bit of a mouthful to say that. Oh, I keep moving my window around. I don't mean to do that. There. That is the Caterdokupillar, which was created by Meme Rister and 186 of his closest friends. So if you really have good eyesight, you'll be able to see that this is sort of 186 6x6 puzzles that slightly overlap. And Mark and I are going to try and solve at least some of them tomorrow. We'd love to have your company for that. So check that out. As I say, that's coming tomorrow. Other than that, we've got our new Fog of War app out. It's out on all platforms. It features puzzles by people like Qodec. So in fact, Qodec, I can tell you that we've had assuming you get to watch this video, we have had a couple of emails at least commending you on the final puzzle in the pack and saying just what an absolutely magnificent creation it is. So if you enjoy this puzzle, there's more Qodec in the Fog of War app. And then the only other thing to mention, we are closing in on the closing date for this month's competition over on Patreon. The Skunk Works Duality 2, I'll call it Sudoku Hunt. I mean, it is really 16 puzzles with a chance to win a prize of making a Sudoku video with me. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing whether the person who gets picked out of the hat does want to do that or not. We'll see. Anyway, so the closing date is the 20th. Go over to Patreon, do the puzzles. You won't regret it. The puzzles are fantastic. And then I've got some birthdays to do, quite a few actually. In fact, I'll start off with a late one. Joey, I'm really sorry. Your sister Alicia wrote in plenty of time, and then the message didn't get to me in time, but you turned 20 on Friday, I think. I'm sorry I missed it. And the two of you, I believe, are currently at schools in the US that are on opposite sides of the country. So I don't think you were together on Friday. But I know Alicia is looking forward to the holidays when you'll both be able to, apparently, you like to watch the videos together and try the puzzles, which is lovely to hear. I really enjoy stories about people coming together over these wonderful, wonderful puzzles. Joey, I hope it was a great birthday. I hope you got some chocolate cake. Now, the rest of the birthdays I think are not late. So these are all birthdays today. We'll start off with Diane, whose husband Mike wrote to us and claimed you watch religiously, Diane. So thank you for doing that. I hope you have a great birthday today with suitably iced chocolate cake. Next, Tammy. Tammy, it's your birthday over there in rural Arkansas. I know this because David wrote in and said that even though you were a day late with his birthday announcement last week, he still loves you very, very much. So Tammy, many happy returns. I hope you get some chocolate cake. Next, I'm going to have to be careful how I say this. Alexa. She didn't hear. That's great. Alexa. It's your birthday today. I know this because your boyfriend Luis, Luis, I think, wrote in and said this is his final push to get you hooked on Sudoku. A birthday announcement on Cracking the Cryptic. I hope it works, and I hope you have a great birthday, obviously. And then the last birthday is for Christian. And this is from your wife Gemma, who wrote in to say that you watch quite often. I couldn't tell from Gemma's email whether that was euphemistic, whether quite often meant all the time, and she rather wishes you didn't watch quite as much. It could have just have been you watch occasionally. I'm not sure, but Christian, I hope you have a great birthday today with loads of chocolate cake. And that's all the news. Let us have a look at Through the Looking Glass, an Alice in Wonderland themed title by Qodec. Does that mean we have to do do we have to do 'Twas Brillig and the Slithy Toes did gyre and gimble in the wabe? No, we won't do that. We will read the rules of Qodec's puzzle. They are as follows. Sudoku. So that's just a long way of saying normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits separated by an X add up to 10. And there is a whole sprinkling of those in the grid. Digits separated by a V add up to 5. A smaller sprinkling of V's. If digits are separated by a black dot, one is double the other. Qodec, thank you very much for stating that. I do prefer that wording of the rules actually to the ratio wording, which I think might put newcomers off. So there is a version of the black dot rule which sort of says the digits are in a 1-to-2 ratio, which is sort of a complicated way of saying that one digit is double the other. And I prefer to keep things simple so far as we can. And then digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, so we've got a sprinkling of those as well. Not all possible dots or XV clues are necessarily given. So what that means is it's totally possible for this square to be a 4 and this square to be a 6. Because 4 and 6 do add up to 10, so they could have been, I could do this actually, there could have been an X between them, but there doesn't have to be in this puzzle. So it's perfectly possible this is 4 and this is 6. The fact that there is no X does not mean that is not the case. So basically, what we're being told here is positive information about particular dominoes in the puzzle. We know absolutely nothing about all the cells that don't have symbols between them. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, probably here might be, here or here I'm going to suggest is where I'm going to look first. I think I'll start here because this pattern actually is very restricted, because what we've got in some order, we don't know the order, but if we think about it, we have to keep doubling as we move through this pattern. So let's firstly identify which digits could be in a doubling relationship within the panoply of all the Sudoku digits. So we're thinking about the digits 1 to 9. Could, for example, 7 be on one of these black dots? No, because if 7 is on a black dot, what's the cell next to the 7? It would have to be a 3.5, well that's not a Sudoku digit, or a 14, also not a Sudoku digit. So if we think about it, 5 and 9 are also ruled out. So the only digits we could use are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. Now 6 and 8 sorry, 3 and 6 will not work as a combination here. Because if we go 3, 6, let's say, 3, 6, what's this digit now? There's no option. It has to be 12 or 3 again. And we can't repeat digits in Sudoku boxes. So 3 and 6 also don't work. And what that means is, this is going to be a sequence of 1, 2, 4, 8. But what we don't know is the order. We know this is always going to be the 2, 4. This is always going to be the 1, 8. But we don't know whether it's going to go 1, 2, 4, 8 or 1, 2, 4, 8. It will do one of those things. But you can see that is having some effect on columns 8 and 9. And I suppose the other thing we should bear in mind is that in row 8 and row 9, we're going to have a 1, 2 pair or a 4, 8 pair here and here. But actually neither of those looks terribly propitious. Let's try the V's just to see if there's anything simpler. I mean, V's are obviously, a V domino in Sudoku is either 1, 4, a 1, 4 pair or a 2, 3 pair. And what I can see is that those two digits are the same. Let's just do some colouring just to sort of memorialise that. But because whatever this is, imagine this was a 2, those two squares would both be 3, wouldn't they? So so the blue digit is in the corner. It is on the white dot sequence, which feels restricted actually. But it might be this cell that we have to think about first. I will think about this. Let me just think about this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. That's probably not. Yeah, because there's no problem with this, for example, going 1, 2, 1, is there? That's not an issue. But, so a string of white dots like this is going to be a consecutive sequence, and we can see that. Imagine we put, I don't know, let's put a 2 there. So if we put 2 in the corner, in fact, let's put a middly digit because it might be more instructive. Let's put a middly digit like 5. What's this digit now? Well, it's either 4 or 6, but whatever it is, because this digit can't be 5 again, the sequence will continue. So we go 5, 4, 3, 2. Or, if we went upwards, we go 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a consecutive sequence of 4 digits that includes a small digit being a 1, 2, 3 or 4, because by Sudoku the blue digit is forced into the dots. Now, right, that is useful, because that means that the blue digit is not a 1. Because imagine it was. What would this sequence then be? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 would clash in the green square, because if blue squares are 1, the green is 4. And that prevents us putting 1 in on this sequence. So 1 comes out, and therefore this is not 4. Now, yeah, it's going to work the same way with 2, isn't it? If we put 2 here, then again 2 is on the dots. Now if 2 is on the dots, what do we know? What digit do we know must be in that sequence? 3 must be, because it's either going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do put 2 on the dots, this cannot be a 3, yet it would need to be by the V logic, because the 3 would be on the dots. So this is not 2. I suspect these are going to be 4, but let's just prove it. So this is not 3. So if this is 3, then 3, no, it sort of inverts then, because you get a 2 here, but then the 3 is sort of, it's let out of the cage in the sense that 2 is not, 2 is a bit restricted. This sequence would be 3, 4, 5, 6 by necessity, because it couldn't have a 2 on it. But at least it could exist. And it's going to be even less constrained if this is 4. Because then 4 is on the dots, and this is a 1, so it prevents a 1, 2, 3, 4 sequence, but it still allows 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So that digit is 2, 3, 4 or 5. Oh, okay, so we don't yet know this then. Yeah, and the same thing is going on here as well, isn't it? But it's, well, my instinct is it's going to be slightly less constrained. Although, okay, no, it's better. It's better. These digits are better. Because, again, what we've got here, let's pick some colours. Let's make that orange and these two red. Because if this is a 2, these are both 8, aren't they? So 8, the red digit, is going to be over here. In fact, 2 doesn't work. Sorry, I hadn't realised. So what that means is that the red digits here are from 1, 2, 4 and 8, because red is in one of these squares. Now, what we can immediately see from that is that we can't be using the 2, 8 pair, because if these squares are 2 or 8, this square will be 2 or 8 on the opposite side of the X domino, and it can't be by Sudoku, so that's very cute. This is 1 or 4, this is 9 or 6. Now, what does that mean? And the answer is, I don't know. 6, 4 or 1, 9. Red, okay, red in the middle box. No, red's in one of those squares. Blue in the middle box. Can red and blue be the same? Can they all be 4? So then we put 4 in the middle of the grid. No, I haven't got this yet. Okay, I still haven't figured it out. That's really weird. I do love the idea of these sort of coloured digits getting pushed into the corners and having to be in sequences. I just can't quite see what it... 2, 3, 4, 8. Oh, that's it. Got it. That's really... Okay, sorry. I could have got this when I was looking at this at the start. I didn't spot this, but I have now. Right. So I needed to look a bit less locally. When I was focusing up here, I was thinking about the blue digit and where it goes. But what I could have done is notice that what Qodec has done, the naughty little constructor, is put black dots into column 3 and column 3 and row 3. And look, it's beautiful. Because if this is 2, 3, what black dot sequence is available? Let's just show you this. If this is 2, 3, what can we put as a black dot pair? What remains? Well, what doesn't remain is 1, 2 because of the 2. 2, 4 doesn't remain. 3, 6 doesn't remain. There's only one more pair that works. 4, 8. That's impossible. Because that's going to put 4 and 8 by Sudoku in a sequence of 4 numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7 is as high as you could go if you put 4 in one of these. You can't put 4 and 8 in a 4-cell sequence. So this is wrong. And that's going to be lovely. So that's going to give us... So, right, so we are in 1, 4, but not for the reasons I thought. So 4 is on a dot. But this... So this is 3, 6. That's the only other black dot sequence that will work now. Oh, and that's lovely, because 3 and 6 means, look, watch this. This can't be 1, 2, it can't be 2, 4, it can't be 4, 8, so it has to be 3, 6. That's the only other version. And now 3 and 6 go into these dots. And 3 and 6 can be connected in a sequence of 4 dots if the sequence is 3, 4, 5, 6. So one of these is a 3. One of these is a 6, and these are 4 and 5. And it's either going to go 3, 4, 5, 6 and give us a 3 in the corner, or 3, 4, 5, 6 and not give us a 3 in the corner. But the blue digit is definitely now in this row. So 4 is up here by Sudoku. And Okay, what does that do? Okay, we've got white dots here and here. So these squares are either 2, 4 or 5, 7, depending on what those are. Sorry, I haven't got this yet again. I'm stuck again. Okay, let's take stock. We've used this this can't be 4. So this is 3 or 5 now, because it's got to be consecutive with 4. These x's, none of these x's all over the place are 4, 6 anymore. So they're all either 1, 9, 2, 8 or 3, 7, which I refuse to pencil mark. That's too liberal a pencil mark. Aha, got something. Right, let's look at row 2 and ask where 6 goes. Because by Sudoku, look, we've got a 3, 6. 3 and 6 occupy these squares because of these dominoes here. But I can't put 6 on either x because it will be accompanied with a 4 to get to 10. So the 6 is only available there. Now that... it's lovely actually, the way you sort of feel, because of the inherent symmetry of the puzzle, that when I got this 6 I should look at 3 and 6 in column 2, but it doesn't work the same way because this 3, 6 is obviously not vertical here in the way it was in rows 1, 2 and 3. So it doesn't quite work the same way. So, one of these is a 3, so one of these is a 7. That's a sort of Qodec step, isn't it? So what's that doing? And the answer is, I don't know. Do we know? That's interesting. Right. No jokes about meeting me at a party. This is the sort of thing I find interesting. Those 2 digits are different. Because imagine they were the same. Let's get rid of green. I don't think we need... I'm going to get rid of green and blue. Let's go for blue and blue there. Now, if these are the same digits, where does that digit go in box 9? Well, it's got to go in the corner again. But that doesn't... The options for the corner don't include 3 or 6. So these are different. So I think what we need to do is to colour these. So the blue digit is in one of those squares. And the purple digit... Oh, no, hang on, that's fixing this digit. Oh, sorry, that's obvious, isn't it? Yeah, that is just right. In fact, that's really clever. Yeah, I just didn't see it. I was focusing so hard on what this might mean. But look, this digit, which is a 6 or a 9, if it was 6, it would force both of these to be 3s. And that won't work. We've already said these have to be different. In effect, these are a 3-6 pair. We just don't know which way round they are. Looking at this square, which now must be a 9. So red is a 1. Purple is still over here. Purple is down here. Blue is over here. This square is purple or blue, definitely, because it is 3. Oh, this is purple-blue pair, look, in the corner. And... yeah, this can't be a 4 because of Sudoku. This can't be a 4 because of Sudoku. So now there is a 2 in one of those squares. That's weird as well. Look, let's just memorialise that. Those green squares have to include a 2 in the grid. Because I know that either blue or purple is 3, and 4 is not a valid consecutive digit because of this beautiful sort of 4 pattern here. Whichever one of purple or blue is 3 is going to cause a 2 to exist in one of these squares. That doesn't. I thought that would. That felt like it was going to rule something out, didn't it? So that's. So one of either this domino or this domino can't be 2, 8 as a result of that, but I don't know which one. So imagine this was 2. Obviously it's ruling 2, 8 as an option out of the x. If that's 2, it's ruling 2, 8 out of that x. This one, that one is 2, 8 or 3, 7 because it sees 1. Oh, this is the same. Okay, I hadn't noticed this. Right, this x and this x, because of the 1 pattern, 1, 9 is knocked out of their options. So they are either 2, 8s or 3, 7s. But they could be the same, couldn't they? If they were the same, this white dot sequence would be interesting. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling I could do better Sudoku here than I've managed to do. 1 is in one of those squares. Yeah, that is almost interesting. You can't put 9 on this white dot sequence anymore, because remember it has to be a consecutive sequence. So the 9 would be in an edge, and it would go 9, 8, 7. But that's going to stop one of these. Let's say the 9 was here. If this was 9, it would go 9, 8, 7, and this x couldn't exist. And if it was the other way round, 9, 8, 7, this x couldn't exist. So 9 in the middle box, it's in a W pentomino, which I don't want to pencil mark, but I have noticed it. That can't be 3. I haven't noticed that. So that's not 3, that's not 7. That's not 3, that's not 7. One, 8, 2, 4. That can't be 4 in the corner. Oh, let's see. We're almost running out of clues to use. I know that might sound strange, but where is... Where is the place we're meant to look? Is it this sequence? We can't... Okay, you can't put 8 on the sequence either, can you? I started off by eliminating 9, but 8 has exactly the same problem. Because if it's going to go 8, 7, 6, and whichever order you put it in, it will break one of these x's. But 7, 6, 5 is okay, isn't it? 7, 6, 5 would make that into a 3. That would make that into a 3. That into a 7. Uh, 7, 6, 5. So this would become 2, 8. Oh, I'm not sure. 4 in the middle box? Actually 4 is nearly forced onto the sequence. 4 can't be there. Because if this was 4, the sequence would be 3, 4, 5, and that would kill this square. It couldn't exist, so that can't be 4. So, if that's 5, then this sequence, that doesn't work for low. Right, if this is 5, this has to be a high sequence, which, I've got it. That's, goodness me, I was very close to getting this before. This is beautiful. Right, I was exploring what we could put on this dot. what I didn't realise, it's so gorgeous. Right. Okay, we ruled out 987 and 876 from this dot sequence. Now, what I could have done at that point is to say, oh, that's interesting. So if this was 5, there would only be one valid sequence left for this dot sequence, because it can't include 1. So it has to be 2, 3, 4, but it can't be 2, 3, 4. Because if it's 2, 3, 4, which order shall we put it in? Let's go this way. That's going to kill this X. It can't be now 2, 8 or 3, 7. So it's sort of symmetrical in the way that it broke with 8, 7, 6. It breaks similarly with 2, 3, 4. It takes the valid options out of play, and obviously if it goes the other way round, it breaks this one. So 2, 3, 4 is not a valid option for this, which basically means this can't be 5. This has to be 3. I'm not actually sure how this is going to work now, because, okay, well this 3 is plonking a 3 here, so that's 3, 7. I mean, there has to be a sequence that works here. And we're going to have to respect the ability of this one to exist, aren't we? Let's just see if Sudoku is going to help us and be our friend. Yeah, we know this sequence is going to use a 5, don't we? That's effectively what we're learning. So if it did have 7, it would have to be 7, 6, 5. It has to have 5 because it's necessary. We've worked out every single other possibility kills one of these X's. 7 is that's useful. There we go. There we go. Look, 7 in box 1 is in a vertical domino, so this can't be 7 anymore. And that means this is 2 and 8. Oh, yeah. That X now can't be 2, 8, can't be 4, 6, can't be 3, 7. This is 1, 9. This is not 1 anymore. And that must mean something. I mean, 2 can't go in this dot sequence, because if 2 goes on it, 3 goes on it, and we know 3 doesn't go on it. I mean, what is the crux of this dot sequence? Because now it's not 1, 2, or 3. It's either 4. It's not 4 for reasons we outlined earlier. So it is 5 or 6 in this square. I might have to pencil mark it. That's I'm extremely reluctant to do it, but I might have to. Okay, let's do it. So if this is 5, this is a 4, 6 pair, but the 6 would have to go here. So 6, 4 is one option. If this is 6, this is a 5, 7 pair, and that would have to be 7 here and 5 here. Now, can we see anything wrong with any of those? So this is always a 5, 6 pair. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So that's never a 4. So 4 is always in one of those squares. 4 is always in one of these squares. Now where's the 4 in row 7, look? It's got to be over here. That's not doing it. We're still not quite there. 6 by Sudoku is in one of these squares because of this 5, 6 pair. And therefore, where should we look now? Do we know what this domino is? We know this is either 1, 8. So 1, 8. What? It's either 1, 9 or 2, 8. There might be a way of knowing which of those it is, but I'm not seeing it. And this column is 2, 4, 8, 9, isn't it? So that square is a bit restricted. That's 2 or 8 only. Which feels like it might be important. Right. So, how do we do this? Is this obvious? It could be, but I don't know. I don't know quite what we're meant to do. That digit goes in that square, look, in this box. That is a 5 or a 6. So 3 and 7 have to go in these squares. 7 we know is in one of these by Sudoku. As is 3 actually, because there's effectively a 3-7 pair in this column. So this is a 3-7. This is 5 or 6. Ah, okay. That's weird. Okay, that's great though, because there's C's a 6. So this square's become a 5. That square must be a 6. That's done it. Because now this square has to be 5. That's 6. And therefore the sequence is ascending and this becomes a 4. Now, has that helped us? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Because now, where is 9 in this box? And the answer is, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I can see it's in one of those 3 places by Sudoku using this 1-9 pair. And that is enough for it to be beautiful. Because look at this. This now can't be 1-9. Because if it's 1-9, 1 and 9 would be Schrodingered into this square. They would be corralled into a single cell within box 5. Isn't that gorgeous? So this has to be 2-8, which means that is not a 2. Oh, and that's right, that's huge, because that's disambiguated the purple thingies. Because if this, we remember the reason we highlighted green was one of them was a 2. Well, now it's that one. So that's 2, so that's 3. So blue is 3, which purple is therefore 6. Oh, that didn't do anything. Hang on. Okay. Oh, I could have got that 6 up there. I didn't see. Oh, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. I could have got that before. I didn't think to do Sudoku. Why would anyone do Sudoku in a Sudoku puzzle? There's no need. 3-7. That's blue. That's blue. That's purple. That one is purple. That's blue. Oh, okay. Whoops. That's the only place blue can live now in this box. Now, that can't be blue. How many blues have we got? We've got 7. There's 1 in there. And there's one, oh, there's 1 in there. Okay, so I don't necessarily know. I probably do, I just don't realise I do. What about 6s then? That's got to be 6 by Sudoku. So this has got to be 6 by Sudoku. That's got to be 6 by Sudoku. Lovely. Let's get rid of the purple. And that's all the 6s done. Do I know what that is? Apparently not. That's 2 though, so that's 8. So this row, we haven't put 5. We know where 5 goes. That must be 7. Does that 5 do something? Yes, we can place it in box 9. And therefore, what does that mean? These are, they're a 3-7 pair, which is probably resolved, but I can't see quite why. 2, 4, 8 in this column. Can we do that? That's 4 or 8. It can't be 2. 2, 4, 8 here. That can't be 4. And what's the missing digit? Is it 2 from this box? Yeah, so we've got 1, 2. Oh, 2. Yeah, okay, so that's got to be 2. This becomes a 1-9 pair, which we can fill in. We've not put 7 into this row. So 7 is locked. It's almost at the top of column 9. These squares are 4, 8 and 9. And that's no longer 8 because of this 8, and this isn't 4 because of the 2, 4 pair. Can we resolve this? Do we know the order of this now? We're chocolate teapotted in these 3 squares. Oh, I'm not sure, but I bet you there's a lot of Sudoku. In fact, it must be Sudoku now, mustn't it? Have we done everything else? I think that might be right. So we need 1, 5 and 9 into, that's a naked single 9. It can't be 1 or 5. So 1 and this is all resolved. Sudoku in box 2 is a very propitious place to focus. What about 5? There are 4 5s looking at box 3. And whenever you get that situation, you can place the 5, which goes there, displacing a 4 pencil mark. So let's write the 4 in, the 8, the 2, the 2, the 8. So now look where 8 is in box 3. It's in one of those squares, which means this has to be 9. Therefore, that should be 4. This column ought to be doable now. We haven't put 9 into it. This row, we need a 1. 1, 7, 7, 8. 8 here. It all looks like it might be working. 2 and 9 there. So we haven't put 9 yet into this column, which we can do everything. 8, 2, 9. Just have to, 5. Where's 5 in column 4? 5 goes there. This becomes 7. The bottom of this column is a, oh dear. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, okay. I was worried for a moment. 2, 4 pair and a 2, 4 pair, but providing we can disambiguate the 1 and the 8, we'll be fine, because that will determine the order of this 2, 4, and that will bounce back and determine the order of this 2, 4. So we won't be left with a deadly pattern. And it's important we're not left with a deadly pattern, because there would be then 2 solutions to the puzzle. So this is an 8. This is a 4. This is a 2. This is a 2. This is a 9. This is a 9. This is a 1. What are those squares? 3 and 9? Yeah, we can do that. 9. 3, 3, 7. 7 goes here. We haven't put 1 into this column. That's it. That's the square we're going to focus on. And 5 and 8 to go. So the 5 and the 8 gets resolved. So this 1 and this 8, we could use either of them, but you can see that's great. What they're doing is putting the 1 and the 8 in that order, which means we go that way round, and that is how to finish the puzzle. What a beautiful Sudoku that is. Let's make sure that we've fully coloured the cells that we're meant to. So all the 3s are meant to be blue. All of the 6s are meant to be, the green can disappear. Something like that, I would reckon, might be the answer. Yes. 300 people have solved that already in a month. Well, it's a beautiful puzzle, Qodec. I mean, I expect nothing less from you, but it's so elegantly done. It really is. It's a lovely idea. These cells forcing these to be the same, and therefore constrained within these sequences. But actually, oh yeah, these black dots were gorgeous. They were gorgeous to force the order here. And then it was magical. These X's, having such a profound effect on the ability of this dot sequence to either be sort of 987 or 876 or 234. It's so clever. It really is. What a beautiful Sudoku. Zetamath, I can understand your sentiments. Just brilliant. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.